Hey guys, Axe here. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a base tour. My friends and I have been playing on the server for a couple weeks now, and the population's starting to die down and there's a wipe coming up soon, so I figured I'd show you around, see what we've done. This is a high gather rate server, so we've done a few interesting things to protect our base, because it's pretty easy to get C4 on a high gather rate server, and just trying to keep our base safe. Obviously, as you can see, we've got the perimeter around the base, so we've got these pillars and the fences in between. The reason we use pillars and not walls is just so that people don't have, they can't hide behind the walls and get right up to them, blow through them, and then, be right next to the turret tower. So this way, they've got to run up to the wall, up to the pillars. They're getting shot the entire time. The turrets can shoot behind, through these fences, and of course, players can't run through them. So it helps keep wild dinos out, as well as preventing C4 bombers just sprinting through or anything like that. Sure, they can grapple over, but by the time they've grappled over, the turrets are probably going to have shot them dead. So yeah, we'll take a closer look at this turret tower. Every single catwalk, or not every single, but almost every single catwalk is double turreted. We did run into an issue where we couldn't place any more structures. That's why some of the catwalks don't have turrets on them. Yeah, there's still a decent amount on there. Every single turret has 350 bullets in it on this turret tower, so quite a decent number of bullets. And on the inside you can see that we've vault dropped the generator. So basically we placed the generator, put the vault on a thatch ceiling, destroyed the thatch ceiling, and the vault dropped on top of the generator. That way if anyone were inclined to try and demolish our generator or turn it off or anything like that, they have to go through a vault first, so it's just not going to be worth it. They're going to have to figure out another way to get in, or bypass the turret tower. The server is lagging a bit, as you might have seen from the admin message. They're trying to fix it, but it looks like it's still a bit laggy. So yeah, next up we've got the other two turret towers. Similar idea, but slightly different designs. That one, it's I don't know, it's 12-sided, wherever that name is for the shape. This one just got the 4 sides, 1 turret on each catwalk. It was the first turret tower we put up, so a bit less resources to spare at the time. But again, on the inside, the generator is vault dropped. As you can, if I can get over there between these turrets, as you can see, there's a vault here. You can't even really get inside, and there's a generator underneath. And then yeah, you've got turrets around the base just to prevent anyone from getting close. And because this is right on the edge of the water, we've got plant species and turrets over here as well, just in case anyone does try to pull a raft up on us or use water dinos, even though they would have to literally tame the water dinos in here. But it's just, extra safety. And then over there you can see we've got a raid boat, or I guess it's a portable turret tower, I suppose. Just in case anyone does come over with dinos, we've got that extra protection in the water and we can move it around. Or if they do decide to build a raid base on the other side of the shore, we can move that over there and just put the pressure on them straight away. And then this is our third turret tower. It was the last one to be put up, so we still haven't finished putting turrets on it. But again, a bit of a different design. One of our tribe mates, the one who designed it or built it, he used triangle foundations, so he's going to put walls all zigzagging all over the place, just to make it a bit harder to figure out where you are and get line of sight on the generator or the vault. And again, we've vault dropped the generator, so it's going to be a pain to actually blow up the generator. And then yeah, the dino pen continues over all the way around our base, and then we've got our massive line of T-Rexes. All of these are pretty beefy T-Rexes. We'll come over here and have a look at mine, old mate Care Bear. As you can see, it's got a very colourful paint job. I love it. And yeah, it's got 130,000 health and 2.3k melee damage, so this thing does a lot of damage. And so I mentioned before we were running into an issue where we couldn't place more structures, especially on this turret tower over here and on the corner of the base. So when you try and place a turret or anything like that, it gives you this error message saying can't place the turret, too many structures nearby. So basically you can only have so many structures in one area, and specifically on this corner of the base, along with this turret tower, we've just got too many structures in the area, so we can't really place much more. But yeah, so we'll find my Tranodon again if I can, and we'll show you the rest of the compound. So over here, this small square building is just a basic hatching pen. We've got some turrets on the top just to make sure that people don't blow in from the roof and then use that as cover to get close to the base or blow into the dino pen. and you know, basic stuff in there. You've got some fridges, some air conditioning, etc. Nothing special. We've got some mods on the server, so we've got a fertilizer collector. So you know, this is full of 250 fertilizer. This one's full of 265 fertilizer, and you know, another 300 fertilizer. So we've got a decent amount of fertilizer. This one is the Jones egg and poop collector, so it collects all the poop for us, and just makes it a lot easier to fill up our fertilizer, our compost bins. Next up, we've got the turtle slash excess bird storage pen. So you can see it's 2 floors. We've got all the turtles in here lined up for raiding, soaking bullets, etc. Most of them are pretty decent, not all of them are. You can see there that they've got about 220,000 health with journeyman saddles, so they take, you know, 11 damage per bullet, so they can soak quite a lot. Up here you've got all of our fertilizer bins back there, which you can see, and they're all automated with the mods that I showed you just before. And this is just some extra dino storage, you know. We don't really use them too much, so we just chuck them up there out of the way. Further along, wow, it's really rubber banding. I apologize for this. It's not really going to be fixed anytime soon, I don't think. They've been trying for a while, so just decided to try and film the video while I could. But yeah, you can see that we've got the 2 floors of bird storage. It's only 2 ceilings wide, but it's enough to park your birds on, keep them out of the way. We weren't quite sure where we were going to put the bird pen, and I'm quite happy that I figured out this sort of placement for the bird pen. We were thinking of doing it in the middle of the field over here, but we didn't want it to be super close to the side of our main base, because if they did blow in through the bird pen, and then, you know, if the wall ended here, then they would just be able to sprint across and try and like suicide run our base or get turtles in and not get shot up from as far away. So we've just left this area quite open and made it so that they had to run from full, like the full distance of the turret range all the way up, so they're getting shot the entire time. And then similar over here, we've put some extra turrets up over here, just so that if they do try and land over this side, they're getting shot by even more turrets. And yeah, I'm quite happy with this bird pen design. It's quite cool. And then over the side, we've got some gathering dinos and whatnot. We've got our Anki, some Therizzinosauruses, and some terror birds because they're fun to run around on. And then we've got all of our Quetzals lined up over here. We haven't bothered building a pen for them because they've all got, you know, 50k plus health mostly, and no one's really going to bother trying to snipe them down. It would just take forever, and chances are we'll see them. Plus, if I can find the right one, most of these Quetzals do have the Ascendant Quetzal platform that we have a blueprint for, so they are taking reduced damage as well. And then yeah, onto the main base. We'll start with the outside. So as you can see, we have a lot of turrets. Sorry about that, guys. Server crashed for a second. Still having some issues with lag and server stability. It's normally fine, but there's some issue today and the admins can't seem to be able to fix it at the moment. So I'm just trying to get this video done while the lag's not too bad, but that doesn't seem to be happening. Anyway, as you can see, we have a lot of turrets on the base. I did a rough estimate before, counted one row and just like multiplied it by the number of rows we had in the 4 sides. We've got about 1,000 turrets on this base alone, not including like any of the turret towers or like any of the turrets up here. So it's going to be pretty hard for anyone to raise. Anything they bring in is just going to get absolutely lit up. And as you can see, all of the turrets have 450 ammo in each of them, so that's a lot of ammo to get through. We'll see if we can grapple up here as well. I started building these plant species slash turret towers on top of the base just to make it a bit harder for them to come in from the ceiling. But again, we ran into that structure issue where there were too many structures nearby, so I couldn't finish either of the other 2 towers. But this is the main side that we need to protect anyway, and they have enough distance to reach the entire ceiling of the base, so it's not too bad. As you can see, we've got the entire ceiling covered in plant species. This is, you know, it just looks so pretty. It's all perfectly aligned, and there's enough plant species that if they do drop a turtle or anything on top of our base, if all the plant species are hitting the target at once, it will literally push the turtle up into the sky rather than it falling down. Like, it's pretty strong. So it just sort of stops people from dropping turtles on top of our base and blowing in through there. So yeah, we'll go inside the base now, jump down here. The reason that my frames are so bad in here is just the number of structures. So, you know, of course we've got thousands of turrets and all these walls, but we've also done a lot of layers of walls. So as you can see here, we've got 3 doors in here. You can't really see, but there are 3 doors there. Then we've got another quadruple wall here, and then yes, another quadruple wall. So blowing through that is going to take a lot of C4. If you didn't know, the explosion splash damage works on a line of sight basis. So if they're blowing in through this outside wall, if they don't have line of sight of this next wall, it's not going to take splash damage. So as soon as they destroy this one, they're going to have to blow through this one, then this one, then this one, and then they get into this next part. Our crafting room is on the second floor, so if they do blow in, they have to, come up here somehow, which isn't too hard. They can grapple up here, etc. But it just makes it a bit more of a pain. If they accidentally blow through a ceiling or something, then they have to, grapple up all the time. And, yeah. So we've got turrets inside the base as well. They also have 450 ammo, just in case anyone does get in here. It's not just a free pass to all of our stuff. They do start getting shot. They've got some forge mods. So this forge is like the advanced electric forge, and it's lagging, so I don't even know why I'm bothering trying to show you this. But it smelts metal at 200 ingots like every second. It's ridiculously fast. And then these two were just like the first ones we had, and we just haven't destroyed them because we didn't really need to. You've got all your crafting benches, so we've got the chem bench, we've got some vaults around the place, the S plus crafting bench, smithy, another chem bench, fabricator, the advanced crafting station, a beds, etc. And then we've just got like a row of fabricators as well, just for mass producing bullets and electronics. So yeah, that's the basics of our crafting room. And then down here underneath the crafting room, we've got our personal vault storage. So we've just got some vaults down here for tribe members to just chuck their personal stuff in. So I've got all my tools and hatchets and armor and spare sets of armor and ammo and some random crafting materials that I was using, etc. Just stored down here, just so we can keep everyone's stuff separate without, having to worry about finding where you've left your stuff, or if someone's taken it off your body while you're unconscious, stuff like that. Over here in the corners, if we can. Server is super laggy right now, I apologize. You can see we've got a generator. We have one in each corner of the base. So we've got 4 of them all hooked up to the same electrical grid. And so if one gets blown up, there's still 3 others powering it, just to make it even harder for them to take out our turrets on the outside. Because once they do that, then, they're basically in, they've won the raid. So we want to make that as difficult as possible. On top of having all of our layers of walls, so we have 2 on the outside, then 4 on the inside, and then another layer of 4, and then you've got the crafting room. On top of all that, we've got vaults in between some of the gaps, so I'll see if I can grapple hook up here and take you on the inside of the outer shell. So we'll have to destroy a plant species to get in, but I'm sure that we won't miss one plant species. So we'll just demolish this. In fact, we'll just pick it up, save that resources, and then grab the fertilizer because we don't really need it, but whatever. And then we'll pick up the ceiling. So you can see in here, the entire ceiling is covered with vaults. So even if they get through the plant species and the turrets on the roof, then they have to go through at least 1 vault. So it's going to be expensive for them to get through. Once they get through the vault ceiling, we've double layered our ceilings underneath, and then they've got to get through the crafting room ceiling as well. So that's just a lot of resources they have to put into it. On top of that, over on the sides, I'll just pick up some of these walls so we can get through. You can see that we've got vaults around the side as well. So yeah, we've double stacked the vaults, so if they blow in from the side, if they blow up the bottom vault, this top vault drops down, so then they have to either blow through another vault or come up and blow through the 3rd and 4th wall. If they do that, then of course they've got to grapple in and out or try and fly a bird in there, and it just makes getting our loot in and out a lot harder, and gets them stuck in there. So turrets have more time to shoot them, or if they're encumbered with loot, they can't even grapple out. And yeah, it's just making it as expensive for them to raid us as possible. So we'll grapple back up here. But that's about most of the base, I think. It took a lot of resources to get this base going, but we're pretty happy with it. We haven't even been, we haven't been properly raided or anything, just because of the amount of turrets we have on the base. We're not quite the alpha, but we're definitely one of the larger tribes on the server. And yeah, it's just going to be a massive pain for anyone to try and raid us, although I'm sure it'll happen as we get closer to the end of the server lifespan, like when it restarts. I'm sure someone will throw an attack on us just, for the sake of it. They've got the resources, might as well have some fun. And I look forward to it. But yeah, other than that, it's just been small attacks, people coming over, trying to snipe our players, but no one's really been killed, or we haven't lost anything from anyone attacking us yet. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think the base has served us well. It's been a good, you know, getaway, a safe place to log out. We do have one more feature which I will show you in the water if I can get in here. It's our squid. I'm not even sure how it spawns down here because as you can probably see, that waterfall, you can't get dinos over that edge. Like they have to spawn in this or, you know, be able to go over land to get them into this pool. And we just randomly found a level 110 squid just spawned right next to our base. So we quickly grabbed some pearls, went over, tamed it, and now it's our kraken. It protects our lake, and yeah, it's quite strong, and I love it. So if anyone does come over here and build a raid base on the other side of the shore, or you know, like try and bring dinos over and whatnot, we've just got this kraken to come over and grab them, start doing some damage. You know, just make it even harder for them to get rafts across or T-Rexes across, or even bring their turtles to the water, just grab them with the squid and just start destroying them, just so that we don't waste the ammo trying to kill the turtles. We can just use this instead. There's one more thing I'll show you. Keep forgetting stuff. We'll just head back over towards the base. One of our, you know, main concerns is if people are able to get close enough to the base to start doing suicide runs, you know, strapping themselves with C4 and then just trying to blow up the wall. So we've spent we just crashed again. Oh no, we didn't. We're still alive. We're just lagging pretty badly. It's not giving us oxygen. There we go. Don't want to drown today in the middle of a base raid. That'd be pretty bad, wouldn't it? If we can get over here a bit faster, just grapple over. Wow, this is bad. Okay, I'm just gonna run around this side rather than trying to grapple over that. The server's lagging and it's not fun. I think that's one of the issues with having a high rate server when everyone's able to build so many structures. It's just, you know, there's so many things for the server to load, especially like in the base. I normally play with like 110 frames per second or whatever, but on this server, on like around our base, I just go straight down to 15 frames, 30 frames, depending on what I'm doing, and it's just ridiculous. But inside here we've got a keypad, so if we type in the magic code, it turns on all these firewalls, which is another mod that is on this server. And so all the way around the base, you've got these firewalls going. So, you know, it does about 200. So if you stand in it for a second. Nope. Yeah, so you get that debuff in the bottom corner. It lasts for 10 seconds and it does about 200 damage. And I might actually die from this. Did not think this through properly. But basically, if anyone does come through and try and, you know, C4 rush us or anything, they're going to be taking that damage as well. So it just makes it harder for anyone to get close to the base and whatnot. And we'll just deactivate that because I don't want to accidentally walk through fire again. But yeah, I think that just about brings us to the end of the base tour. If you've got any questions or anything like that, please feel free to comment. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We're going to be starting on a new server soon, so I'm going to be doing like a day-by-day type video, you know, where we start on the server fresh and start building towards, you know, a massive base like this. And see if we can get alpha, start doing some raids, some taming, some building, you name it, we're gonna do it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's all for today. Thanks for watching, that's Axe, see ya.